Oh, what's going on, guys? It is time once again for another home haunt review. Just so we know, I'm wearing my 7th Street Haunt hoodie right now. They do not the views of BoneDragon and his channel do not reflect the views of 7th Street Haunt, American Horror LLC, blah blah blah. They're all my own. They're my thoughts, not theirs. Today we're going to be taking a look at the rise of the Ghoulyard. I wish I knew more about this. Unfortunately, I don't. Looks like a pretty decent little home haunt. They do something that's just a little bit different than your typical home haunt, though, that I kind of like. They really make good use of their space, of the space that they have available. So let's go ahead, hop in, and take a look at the Ghoulyard. And let's see if I can find some information on them. Oh, another thing, I'm not sure if this music is copywritten or not. I guess we'll find out. But yeah. All right. Getting down to the basement. I like your laser effect. That's really cool. Not sure if that was supposed to be a scare or if that was supposed to be, whoops, I'm not supposed to pop out right now. If it was a whoops, I'm not supposed to pop out, okay, I could accept that. If it was supposed to be a scare, might want to bone up on that just a little bit. Hey, buddy, how's it going there, pal?
Someone to play hide and seek with. You go hide and I'll come find you.
Okay, those are some expensive props. Let's see if I can find it real quick. This guy here is really expensive. For a home haunt to have this guy, you've got some money behind you. That's cool. Yeah. Probably don't want to rely too much on props and animatronics too much, but still. Good so far. Really good.
Hide and I'll come find you. You have darkness in you. Come with me, my child, into the...
Okay, one thing I wanted to say real quick. I know I'm kind of cutting into this a lot, but something that's very effective in this haunt is their use of lighting. They can't really do much as far as set dressing, so they do your typical black walls, and where they make up for that is with the lighting. The lighting is very good in this. Did you notice the transition from the clown room to the, I'm assuming, a hellscape? The lighting just kind of shifted in that perfect direction, which is very good. Very good, guys.
Heart of darkness.
Not okay. Okay, if you're going to go from the clown to transition into your biohazard area. Why was there a demon in between there? Very cool effects, very cool animatronics, and I like them a lot. But let's try to think of our flow just a little bit. You know, what if you're not trying to tell a story, if you're just trying to be like, hey, here's a bunch of really cool stuff, that's great. But let's group it all together. All right. This is what I'm talking about. The basement leads out to the backyard, and they continue the haunt out into the backyard. That's cool. That shows some love right there. Hey, Grandma! Grandpa, I'm not sure, but how's it going? Oh, there's Mom. Awesome.
What a mouth-watering aroma. You smell like fear.
All right, there you go, guys. That is the Rise of the Ghoulyard. That's their 2018 walkthrough. Cool. You work with what you've got. Probably, I'm not sure what the deal is with the people. They're just kind of popping in like, hey, how's it going? Probably just, you know, they're coming over to hang out, whatnot. You just decide to do your video real quick. You know, that's fine. I understand. I'm not 100% sure if that was the case or if they were actually actors. If they are actors, probably might want to work on that a little bit. If it's just people coming over to hang out and be like, hey, you know, oops, I didn't mean to jump in your shot. You know, whatever. Who cares about that? Also, your theming is just a little bit all over the place. Like I said before, you might want to work on grouping your stuff together. Your outside area was perfect. Everything that should be outside is outside. And there's really nothing that's not. You know, anything that should be inside is inside, which is great. But your inside area just kind of seemed a little all over the place. But other than that, good stuff. Rise of the Ghoulyard. I'm just kind of curious here. Yeah, you could find. Go ahead and look up Aiden K at STM Productions. Kind of get an idea of. I don't know. I've been looking for a minute to try to find out where they are, but I can't find anything on them. So here's hoping. This might be their first year. I'm not 100% sure whether it's their first year or not. If it is, good stuff. It's really good. I mean, you've got quite a collection of decorations and really good animatronics, and just it's all around really great. But let's just work on that theming just a little bit. Just kind of try to group it all together so that it all fits. Good on you. Looking forward to seeing what you do next year. Let's go ahead and transition over to our haunt actor tip for the day, for the week, for the whatever. So, haunt actor advice. I've been doing this for 16 years, and I found that one of the greatest things that you could do is be original. In your speech, in your acting, if you have an original idea, go ahead and give it a try. But I've noticed that there are 7 phrases that you should never say, mainly because they're not really original, but there's other reasons behind it as well. So now is my list of the 7 phrases to never say as a haunt actor. Number 1, fresh meat. Okay, unless you're in a butcher shop. If you're in a scene where you're a butcher or something like that, sure, it might work then. But yelling fresh meat doesn't fit your... If it doesn't fit your scene, then it takes people out. Okay? It's a moment where people are going to be like, oh, they just yelled fresh meat to let people that are later on down the line, let them know that, hey, we got more people coming. It basically takes the guest out of the experience, okay? Yelling fresh meat, it just doesn't fit. And it works against you. It takes the guest out of the situation, and it's just, honestly, it's just not that original. It's really not something to say that they haven't heard a million times before. Number 2 is, get out. Don't ever say get out. Why not? Well, mainly because, once again, it's one of those phrases that's been said by 500,000 people, 500,000 times, at 500,000 different haunts. How many times have you been through a haunt and you've heard someone yell, get out? Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. And when you are a haunt reviewer and you're going through 5 or 6 haunted houses a night, you hear get out so many times. And what that does is it makes your haunt less memorable in your guests' and possible reviewers' eyes. Get the idea of saying get out of your lexicon, okay? Because that way it forces you to say something new and different. Any variation of the phrase get out is not going to work, especially when it comes to our next phrase that you should never say. Come back! Why would I come back? You don't want me here. I don't really want to be here. I'm pretty sure the people that are coming in the door right now don't want us to be there so that we can get a good show. Okay, so we're moving forward. You yelling, come back, is kind of detrimental because what happens if they do? What are you going to do if your guest says, okay, I'll come back, and they come back, and they're thinking that they're going to be able to just hang out with you or something like that? You think you may be laughing, you may be joking, but guess what? It's happened! Don't say come back. Don't say come back. Let's play. For the love of God, I'm begging as haunt actors to take the phrase let's play out of your entire vocabulary, okay? Because here's the thing. I understand that it fits when you're in a clown scene. But clown scenes are so prevalent in haunt acting, okay? So many people do so many different clown scenes, and I'm willing to bet 5 or 6 clown scenes and child scenes. 5 or 6 of your actors are going to be saying, let's play. First of all, once again, it's not original. It's not new. It's something that your guest has heard 500,000 times at 500,000 different haunts, which probably gives them the chance to think of some smart comment to come back. So when you say, let's play, they're going to say, cool, what are we playing? We playing Call of Duty? We playing Parcheesi? We playing Monopoly? Are we playing Mortal Kombat? What are we playing? I'm all about it. Let's play. I totally want to play games. The next thing you know, you got a smart-ass guest who's sticking around your room, thinking he's being absolutely hilarious. His friends are annoyed because they want to move on, and your next group of guests are wanting to come in, and they can't because you got this jagoff who's sitting there saying, "Hey, let's play! Yeah, let's totally play." It is the most leading phrase that you could ever say to a haunt guest, especially if that haunt guest is trying to be a jerk. And number 5 is the phrase, any variation thereof, "I'm going to kill you." I'm going to kill you. And, I know that this one is a bit controversial when it comes to this list because a lot of people use that phrase in a lot of different variations thereof. And they like to basically use that because in the normal psychology of a person, when they hear the phrase, "I'm going to kill you," they take that as a threat. Now, in a normal situation, sure, that could work. But they're in a haunt. It should be assumed that you're there as a haunt actor. You're going to kill them, or at least try to. I guess the best way to put this is our society's view on violence is escalating, okay? Simply stating, "I'm going to kill you," doesn't have the same amount of impact as it did back in the day. So saying, "I'm going to kill you," okay, that tells me nothing, okay? I'm going to rip out your heart, I'm going to eat it, I'm going to shove it into your mouth and make you eat it, and then I'm going to sit there and sing a lullaby while you slowly bleed to death. That makes people think. Simply saying the phrase, "I'm going to kill you," or "I'm going to murder you," or something like that, really doesn't make people popular. Plus, once again, you want to try to be as original as possible, something new, something different. Try to say something else. So take "I'm going to kill you" out of your vocabulary. Next on the list, stay with me. Stay. Where are you going? Come on, stay. You don't like it? Come on, I like you. Stay. Once again, this is a situation where, what if the guest does? What if the guest stays? What if they decide that they're going to stick around and block your scare? What if, the next group comes in and you're too busy dealing with this jerk to get your proper scare on this new group? Okay? Asking people to stay, telling people to stay, once again, for whatever reason you could think of, always assume that they're going to. That's probably a good rule to go by. Whatever you tell people to do in your haunt, as a haunt actor, assume that they're going to do it. Get out, come back, stay. Assume that they're going to do it. Because more likely, you won't know what to do should they decide to. Our final phrase on the list is a phrase that, kind of ties into number 6, in that it's the same psychology, except now it's a little weird. You have to get into the psychology of people that are scared. Okay, if you have some jerk who's coming in and you tell them to run, probably not going to run. They're just going to, whatever, just keep on walking through. But what if you have someone coming through who's legitimately scared? Who the previous rooms did a great job, and they're walking through, they're scared. This is when a person is more susceptible to control. Okay? So, the previous rooms did a great job. This person's scared, they're worried, they're upset, they're walking through your room. You bust out and yell, "Run!" Guess what they're going to do? Run. Even though they were told at the door, no running, they're going to run. Which causes a very unsafe situation because they don't know where they're going to be running into. They could be running into a wall. They could be running into a barrier. They could be running into another person. They could hit their face on a piece of equipment. They could bust through a wall and land on something and hurt themselves. Okay? Basically saying run, a haunt guest will take that as permission to run. So I guess the point of number 7 is don't grant permission to break the rules. Don't tell them that they're allowed to do things that they were told up front that they're not allowed to do. Because what happens if they do? Alright, so that was my 7 list of phrases to never say as a haunt actor. But I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to do you one better, okay? This is a bonus because I feel like that this really needs to be said. My young haunt actors who are probably still in high school, kids who are still young and they think it's funny to troll, they think it's funny to say the things that really get people. We are allowed to say things that are controversial when we're in our haunts, okay? We can say things that we would normally say on the outside, but there's still a limit, okay? My bonus to you is don't be an edgelord. The reason why this is so important is, first of all, okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. All right, one year I had a kid who was working under me who was actually telling people that he was a Nazi and he was there to kill all Jews. Let that sink in for a minute. Now, I'm probably one of the most liberal people I know. I have firm belief that you do not mention rape, you do not mention racism, you do not mention elitism. I actually prefer to keep politics completely out of the home. That's what I prefer. Some people don't, other people do, but I'm one of the people who is a firm believer that you don't say those things. Because one, you're there to scare people. You're not there to make them angry. Okay? That is what that controversial phrase that you're thinking about saying is going to do. It's not going to scare people, it's going to piss them off. And if it doesn't scare anybody, it doesn't belong in the home. Okay? Recently, there was a huge controversy within the haunt community where a haunted attraction nearby referred to their last night of the season as a certain reference to Nazism. Okay. In today's climate, that's probably not the best thing to do. Um, because they would celebrate this night with the imagery that goes with it. Now, I understand what a lot of people were saying at the time. What they were saying is, you know, this was an inside thing. It was never supposed to get out. It was never supposed to be public. You know, this is supposed to be something where it's just for us. Okay? That same argument could be used when it comes to the day after Thanksgiving, which is referred to as Black Friday. Black Friday was a negative term for retail workers to refer to that day because that's the day of mourning, because you're going to have to deal with the worst of humanity on that day. Black Friday had negative connotations to it. But somehow it got leaked out to the public. And everyone now knows Black Friday. And it's become commercialized. It's, hey, come to our Black Friday sale. Come to this Black Friday, special engagement or whatever. People accept it now. The reason why is because it didn't have any negative political ties. Okay? Your day, that the word does. And you can say, oh, well, it originally meant this, it originally meant that, but when it was co-opted by Nazism, that was forever changed. Okay? And once again, I got to bring this back. I got to bring this back to my original point. With that, a lot of that haunt's actors started saying things that really cast the haunt in a very negative light. A lot of what they were saying on the internet, a lot of what they were saying in the haunt, really turned a lot of people off. And a lot of people were saying, we're not coming back. Which, a haunt is a fun job. It's a great thing. It's a place to be creative, to let out your inner demons, and to just let things run wild and just have a good time. That's great, but it's also still a business. You're also there to make money for various reasons, whether you just want to keep maintaining the show, or if you want to make sure that your haunt actors are taken care of, or if you want to make a little money on the side. Great. I don't care what your reason for making money is. Either way, you need to keep in mind that it's still a business. And your haunt is only is a reflection of what your haunt actors do and say. Because you can have a guest come through and they can have you can have a haunt actor say something incredibly racist to this person as a means to try to scare them. The guest doesn't get scared, they get mad. They're going to assume that line that actor gave was given to them to say. So now not only does it reflect poorly on the actor, it reflects poorly on the haunt, and it reflects poorly on you as a person. Haunt actors, if you really care that much about your haunt, be careful of what you say. Do not be an edgelord. Because when you do that, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting the haunt, and you are giving a bad reputation to people that honestly, probably good people. But nobody's going to care about that because you called someone a derogatory term for whatever race they are. Because you had to be an edgelord. So, bonus for this list, don't be an edgelord. Okay? Be a monster, but be a professional monster. And with that said, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see here, go ahead, like, subscribe, and tune in next time. We're going to have a lot more fun. And yeah.